Oh, let's go ahead and get up into it right now. Next on the docket, Your Honor, Ford v Ferrari is coming up.
I will put you in the driver's seat at Le Mans. You just shut your mouth and let me do my thing.
We got these slides here in dtmerch.com along with the Heather line of shirts. I didn't know that was called Heather until Martin pointed out to me. Along with the classic black tee, the white logo, and everything else that you find in there. I've even had people send me pictures of themselves using the phones with the phone cover. This is a racing movie, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Hollywood like racing movies anymore.
Why you say that?
Because we had one of our favorite movies one year just tank. Did not. No one saw this at all. You remember Rush?
I definitely remember.
Directed by the great Opie. Ron Howard directed this. I forgot what year this came out, but Rush with Liam
It came
Hemsworth.
out in a good year. It still stood out as one of our favorite movies.
Yeah. No, and no one saw it. I was disappointed. I said, I guess nobody wants to see cars unless they're changing into robots or Vin Diesel's driving that shit through a skyscraper or some shit. You know, they don't want to see cars unless they're doing dumb shit like this. But nobody wants to see a sensible racing movie actually based on real life. Mm-hmm. Until this weekend, I was proven wrong. People went to go see this Ford versus Ferrari. It is the #1 movie over the weekend. Yeah. Doing very well at the box office.
It's a real #1 movie.
Yeah.
Unlike last week when we had a #1 movie that barely made any money.
Yeah, not #1 by default. You know, not #1 by participation. Or
Right.
something, you know, nah, this is apparently a very good movie. People love it. It's based on a real story. You know, this is based on the lives of 2 expert race car drivers and engineers, and the people that you see here. Right here, Carroll Shelby, he's the guy on the right, and then Ken Miles, who's on the left. Both these guys were big race car drivers, but their lives couldn't be any different. We'll let you know how that is in a little bit. But one was a Brit for one thing, and the other was just pretty much old cowboy and Southern drawl and everything. And one was mild-mannered and even-tempered. The other just shitty, just angry, hot-headed.
Yeah.
Just
passionate.
No, an asshole, just flying off the handle in a minute. Tell you more about those two in a little bit, but what I can tell you is that they actually helped. They helped the Ford company with one of their most ambitious projects ever. I mean, they were almost going against the impossible with this, and that is building one of the fastest cars ever and making Ford look cool. Because you see, at one time, Ford was not seen as, it was seen as a practical car, but not a cool car.
Not at all.
No, not a cool. It was good to go grocery shopping or something,
Yeah, that's your parents' car.
Yeah. It's good to go pick the kids up from school or something.
Buy a nice, reliable Ford.
Yeah. Yeah, but then, one day Henry Ford II, no, that was my daddy's car. I want to make a cool car. And one of his staff members, Henry Ford II, recommended, one of his staff members, he said, listen, Ferrari, they built the fastest car out there, and they went broke over that shit. They are up for sale. Let's buy them. Hey, went over there for a meeting with the Ferrari himself. They said, yeah, this all sounds good, except, you know what? F you. I mean, they turn these people down and turn them down the most insulting way. And that's when Henry Ford II said, you know what? Now it's personal. I'm going to get you, bitch. Whatever it takes. I am going to beat you. We are going to make not only the coolest car ever, but we're going to make one of the fastest cars. And we're going to take you on at the Le Mans, which is a 24-hour race. And this is a story about the guys in the team who helped them achieve that. But also the personal story of not only 2 people who couldn't be more different from each other working together, but also a team working together to make the impossible happen. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Ford versus Ferrari, and we'll be back, Martin, with our review. Ain't that a shame? They got Batman and Jason Bourne out there. 2 dudes who biggest fighters in the world out there looking like a couple of 8-year-olds
right.
on the playground. That shit had me laughing so
Well, it's like a real fight between two grown-ass men.
I mean, I guess Batman and Jason Bourne can fight so well. If they fought each other, they actually would be fighting like that. They kind of cancel each other out. Stop it. Stop it. It don't take long for this movie to pull you in.
It really doesn't.
No, it does not. I mean, besides some of the characters that you're being introduced to, when Ford gets turned down by Ferrari, I mean, listen, when they go to try to buy Ferrari, if Ferrari didn't want it to happen, a simple no thank you would have been fine. But they had to get real personal with it. He told him, he said, look, you go back and tell Henry Ford, you ugly, you fat, your cars are ugly, they're stupid, your factory stinks, and your mama's a hoe. They really told him. He's like, oh, not only is your mama a hoe, but everybody works for you. Their mothers are whores.
The funny thing is, I mean, coming into this, well, even throughout the movie, I'm like, I hate Ford. Don't like him at all. But they make Ferrari so insulting that you root against him.
They make the dude who plays Ferrari in here, man. Guy, there he is right here. This man here. This is what was this guy's name, man? He's a big Italian legend. Remo Gironi, I think is his name. Look at him smiling right there, so happy. Don't you trust that shit? That guy's a total asshole.
Yeah.
He played that role so well. I don't even like the actor.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to work a deal with somebody, they could tell you over the phone, no, thank you. But let you fly all the way over there. Yeah. Bring you in. Sit down. Have some coffee.
No, from the moment that this happens, and they just, I mean, it was some childish shit.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Your cars are stinky. What? and you're fat. It's like, man, this ain't even got nothing to do with the deal. They pull you in right there. You just kind of like, man, get this motherfucker, man. Please. And another thing with the film is that from the very beginning, you get to know these personalities. These personalities are laid right out for you, and there's no confusion who is who. You know, right there, Matt Damon plays Carroll Shelby, who is, as I said, he's the one that's pretty level-headed. He's very practical, and I mean, to the point where he gave up his passion, which is race car driving. Doctor told him, he says, hey, look, you can't, it's bad for your health. You cannot keep racing. If you do, you're going to die.
And almost any other movie we've seen, it's the person going like, I don't care what the doctor says. This is what I'm going to do. Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, shit. Okay, I guess I better stop.
No, all these movies, it's kind of like, this is who I am. Or it's just one more race. You know, no, doctor gave him a slip for a prescription. He was like, well, I guess I'm done. Thanks, Doc. What I pay up here? Okay. Right. You know, he was very practical. It was like, I mean, that was it. He's sensible. Oh, not
Ken Miles.
Not your boy Ken Miles. Ken is what they call
impulsive.
Ken is what they call an asshole. He likes to call everybody else an asshole because he knows what one is, because he's the biggest one in the room. Ken Miles he's the kind of guy where he sabotages every opportunity he has had in life. He goes home and even asks his wife. He's like, you know, I don't know what's going on. I guess if I would have made it by now, I would have made it. I don't know. I'm the best driver out there. I don't know why I haven't made it yet. And everybody's like, it's your fucking mouth, man, and your attitude, your funky attitude. I don't know. I would hate to be this man's enemy based on the way he treats his friends.
Right.
he will throw you'll be in a conversation, he'll just throw a wrench at your ass for no reason.
And break his own shit doing it.
And break his own shit and be proud of it. You're like, yeah, but now imagine if I break my own shit, think what I do to yours. Right. Now keep talking. Keep with me.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, man. You know, needless to say, he has sabotaged every opportunity that he's had, even though he's the best driver out there, because he is extremely difficult to work with.
You can stick this bloody sticker where the sun.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, what seems to be the problem, Bill?
We got to like, oh shit. What's Ken doing now?
You're not going to DQ us over at Trump.
Car's like, hey, what I do? I wasn't even in that conversation. Doing, man?
Yeah, he's just one of those guys who has to act out.
Yeah, he does. What do you think his problem was, man? At least based on the movie.
There's a lot of people like that who have impulse control. There's this idea that, well, if you've done something to make me mad, then I'm justified with whatever I do after that. I was like, no.
Nah. It's funny because throughout the movie, what I like about it is that there are no real villains. You get characters who there's only one. There's one. Ferrari, he's probably the biggest villain in the movie because he's straightforward, just trying to stop somebody out of being an asshole.
Then I would say there's two.
Well, even then, there's people here who might seem somewhat like antagonists in the film, but everybody has a point. There are people who look at Ken and they say that Ken is
he's not Ford material.
He's not Ford material, but really they're kind of right. He's not a team player because you never know when he's going to go and sabotage something. You never know when he's going to fly off the handle and do something on his own. That's why I love the rest of the cast. You have people in here. I think it's a good cast. And it takes a good cast for some of the people that they have here because this is I think it's a crowd pleaser before anything else.
It's definitely that.
Yeah, and it's not meant to. I doubt if what they're doing here is telling you, the real story beat for beat. I'm sure some things were done for exaggeration, and exaggeration for entertainment's sake. But the cast, you have company kiss asses, intimidating bosses. The supporting wife, but either there's more to them or the performances are so good that none of the characters ever go flat. Mm-hmm. Even though when you get introduced to them at first, that's who you riding with for the rest of the film. There ain't gonna be no crazy story arcs where they change or have some big revelation or something.
They really don't. I mean, for the movie to be over 2 hours, was about almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
There's not any fat to trim. It stays on topic.
Yeah.
You're right. It doesn't go off in crazy subplots. You're there. It's all about them getting a car ready that can beat Ferrari in the Le Mans.
It's very insulated that way, man. That is what's going on. And when like I said, the only character in there that is and that's only because Ferrari, the character of Ferrari, the guy who owns the company, is not in the movie a whole lot. Mm-hmm. He's just meant to be sort of a force, a catalyst to get these people doing what they're doing right here and making history on the side. But it's Shelby's and Miles' story is in what makes their bond is the thing that really brings you in, because this is like a sports movie, and it is. I mean, it's this. They're race car drivers, and just like any good sports movie, they're the underdogs that have this powerful opponent to go up against. This opponent that seems like they are not ready to take on, but somehow they persevere and do. Except in all these other movies where it's a sports movie with the underdogs, they have one opponent to go up against. In this movie, it's everything that's against them.
Well, it's really two guys. Yeah, they're trying to reach their goal to beat Ferrari.
Yeah,
but at the same time, they got the corporation that they're working for that they're constantly against as well.
Yeah, no, you have
and you're almost like, guys, we're supposed to be on the same side, right?
Well, you got the Italians who are going against them at Ferrari. You got the company. That you have the marketing guys and the PR guys at the company who are having pissing contests with them because they want to do a power move over them all the time to keep them in check.
Yeah.
And then you have life. That's because they're doing the impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're building a car that's supposed to melt and explode and with what they're putting up against it.
Right.
Pretty much not only are they trying to build something to beat Ferrari, they're at the movie, they're trying not to die.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there are moments that I don't even know. I was getting scared watching the movie. There are moments where they're pushing these cars so hard that the tires start to glow. This shit looks like something out of Ghost Rider or something. Shit's on fire, and it's like, the
metal's that hot.
Yeah, Yeah, you know, it's and they're trying to do this in 90 days. What Ferrari has built for years and lost money over, they're trying to do in 90 days. So, you know, when you look at this, and what I'm going to say is corny, but when you look at this, it's what really pulls you in with what they're doing is watching them along with their team. It's really inspiring to see them do something that is pretty much impossible and get it done. It's like you look at it, it's like, wow, you see that humans are really good at getting things done when they get along with each other and put their minds to it.
Well, one of the things that's always enjoyable to watch, other than camaraderie between the two people, is when you see people who are really good at what they do. And that's what was happening with Ken Miles being, the best driver. I mean, he was able to prove he's the best driver in the world.
Yeah.
And then Carroll Shelby, who, beyond this is known for how well he engineers cars. And he'd been the only American to win Le Mans before.
Yeah.
So you got two guys who really know what the they're doing.
Yeah.
Trying to get people off them so they can go like, hey, let me do this. And we're watching them go through the paces, the steps, the trial and error.
Yeah.
And it's like you're there on that team working on the cars.
Yeah, no, you really watch these guys, and it's really inspiring to see these people pull together and do something that has never been done before. It's almost like you're almost disappointed. It's like, Jesus, I wish these people working on cancer or something. There's other performances in there that really helped the movie, though. Mm-hmm. One of the things that really caught me off guard was Tracy Letts.
Yeah.
As Henry Ford II. Because what caught me off guard with that is like, at first he doesn't seem intimidating. He actually kind of looks like Homer Simpson.
Right.
A little bit. But I wouldn't say that shit to his face because he scared the fuck out of me after a while in the movie. Because he, being the boss, he plays it like the boss. When you look at him, even though he looks like a guy, he's older, he's fat. Ferrari wouldn't lie, he's fat.
Well, that's the thing about him calling him fat. You can't say anything. He's like, and he called you fat.
He said, I ain't got no choice but to beat your ass with a car because I can't fight you on this fat thing. You got me there. But once he starts talking, he's got that deep, dragging voice. He doesn't, and he hardly looks you in the eye when he's talking to you. When he's talking, when he's upset, he's staring off at something because he's like, if I look at you, I'm gonna kill you right now.
Right. He's the kingpin.
And if he and if he does, you better hope he doesn't have to say something to you face to face. I'll look you now, because when he does, he gets right up on your ass and pulls that power move of towering over you. It's looking at him. Even when he's not talking himself, he'll have somebody talking for him. Yeah. And he'll just sit there the whole time and just stare at you.
Stare at you.
Yeah, and you really can't decide what's scarier, man. Him looking in the eye, not looking in the eye, or not saying anything to you at all. When I was looking at this clip, you have Jon Bernthal as Lee Iacocca.
Who, Jon Bernthal, not playing Jon Bernthal.
For a change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not one main.
No, not one, let me ask you something.
No, didn't sound like he was from the South, from a trailer park or some shit.
No. And he's playing Lee Iacocca, which I know a bunch of you kids don't even know who that is, but he was a big figure who saved GM.
And I was looking at Jon Bernthal in this scene here where he's talking to Henry Ford II, and I had never felt like the Punisher was going to die up until this moment right here.
In the last 3 years, the worst sales slump in U.S. history. Why exactly should Mr. Ford listen to you?
He's scared as
because he looked like, I don't know which one of them to address right now.
Punisher was speechless. I have that. Can I go to the bathroom real quick?
We need to think like Ferrari.
We spend more on toilet paper than they do on their entire output.
Am I right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Enzo spent every lira he's got chasing perfection, but now he's broke.
I'm expecting Henry Ford II just press a trapdoor button. Next.
Smithers, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. Let me talk to the boss.
And that's Josh Lucas, right?
Yeah.
Haven't seen him for a while.
I know, it's been a while.
I tell you, Josh Lucas, man, this is a guy who at one time, and of course he's the younger guy on the left right there. At one time he was supposed to play Captain America. He was rumored to play Captain America.
Hey, he has the look.
He should does.
He's just older now.
Yeah, and he actually looks a little bit like an older Chris Evans, man. I know this is the guy you were talking about as being the other villain.
Yeah.
But see, I saw his point. That's one of the areas where I thought that was a little bit of subtext where they played this guy as somewhat of a villain in the movie. But I appreciated that if you really sat back and thought about what position he was in, the guy was doing his job. He's like, I don't know this asshole right here. He doesn't take orders from anyone.
Yeah, but they set it up to make it something personal, and he took glee in coming in to with them.
He did, but you know what he did? He was smart about it. He's like, I'm gonna fuck with him, but I'm gonna do it by doing my job. He would make recommendations about, hey, boy, we should do this.
Yeah.
When he looked like it was for the company, and he's like, it is for the company, but also fuck with this dude. I mean, and listen,
it was snaky.
And they didn't really get off on the right foot either. I was just like, how would you feel if somebody just came up and started talking shit to you? You know, there's a scene in the movie where Christian Bale as Ken Miles, he is just confrontational with everyone he meets. And
he's a cheeky Brit.
Yeah, no, he's a limey bastard is what he is. And I kind of saw throughout it both sides, man.
But like, as an adult, I get getting rankled, but there's a point where you're like, all right, I gotta either let this go or push it aside for the greater good. And he was just like,
yeah, no, that might be me. I don't
yeah,
that's yeah, okay, you wanna fuck with me? All right, see who get the last laugh. Shit, I work for the boss. There were also things that they did with characters that played against type that you see in other films. The wife, who's played by Catriona Balfe, I think's her name. She was not that wife who's like, what about your family?
Yeah.
What about me?
Yeah.
No, the time she got mad is when she plays the wife of Ken Miles, played by Christian Bale, and she actually got mad when he didn't want to race.
Right.
To the point that she was about to kill both of them.
Yeah, what he's saying like, yeah, I love doing this, but it's not getting us anywhere. I got to give it up and get a real job. She's like, no.
Yeah.
You're not giving up on your dreams.
Oh, yeah. No, I actually like that.
Everyone should have such a wife.
Yes. Yes, they should. Yeah. The way you kind of felt like she's like, just get the fuck out the house. I'm tired of you too. Pursue your dreams. Go away. One of the things on the technical side of the film that I really liked are the racing scenes. Now,
if anything's going to get people, it's the racing.
It's the racing scenes, and I have to really say something about the racing scenes in particular, and praise it for this. In that the racing scenes, look, there are moments you're gonna see them in those, and I don't mean this as an insult, but they look fake as hell. And it's okay, because what I mean by they look fake is that you know that they're CG. Just the way that certain things they do with the camera.
With certain angles.
And certain angles that they do. But there's certain things, and it's even so slick that you can tell it's CG. And it's okay, because what they do is, one, they put you in the driver's seat or on the passenger side so that you feel every turn. You know, it's almost like they made a hood ornament out of your ass. They put you on the front. I mean, there are moments in there where they put the point of view of what they're doing. It's almost like a car simulator or something. They put you in the point of view of it so well that they'll take you'll be going smooth down a straightway, and then it'll take a turn or it'll jolt you in some kind of way. And I was jumping in my seat when they did that. I was looking for a seatbelt to put on.
No. All through my feet were moving like I'm hitting the brakes and the gas.
Yeah. I jumped at my friend. Like, hey, man. Had a friend take me using that Alamo pass.
Oh, nice.
And that's how we saw it on Friday. But the other thing that gets you with the racing is it's the characters. You know, if you weren't so drawn into those characters, then I don't think those scenes would work as well either. Because, like I said, some of the scenes some of the camera work that they do is practical, and it is amazing.
Yeah, there's plenty of it that is.
Yeah. And so the camera work here is amazing. But like I think what you're seeing right here, that is practical camera work right there. But there's some parts of it where they're going hyper fast, and that is obviously CG. And you can tell, and I don't think it would work as well if you weren't so invested in the film itself.
Well, I think James Mangold gets a great look to this whole film because
he did Wolverine. I'm sorry, Logan.
Yeah. And Copland way back in the day. And it takes place in the late '60s, and it has enough of the look, but it's still kind of timeless. Like they don't overdo it. There's not music to make you go, huh? '60s, huh?
Yeah.
You're just kind of in that world. And as far as the racing goes, it's one of those movies where like you can say like, Ford versus Ferrari, I don't give a shit about racing.
Yeah.
But there are some movies, and especially with sports and racing in general, where there'll be a movie like Rush or that documentary Senna, or even the first Fast and the Furious, where you like, I don't care about racing cars, and you watch this and you're like, oh shit, I get it.
Yeah.
This is exciting. This movie's really good in IMAX.
And you're right about the whole thing with the 60s. It actually feels like a modern film.
Yeah, because people wearing 60s clothes, they just look like hipsters in LA.
Today, yeah. Plus, is also you're not getting a whole lot of the outside world.
Yeah,
it's not trying to like show you what the all the billboards and all this what the regular cars look like. Or not, they're not showing you like bombarding you with like movie clips and commercials and songs.
None of that.
Again, it being so insulated on what's going on in this world and on this track, it seems like a very modern film because it doesn't have to bombard you with a lot of 60s iconography. Only thing that they did was they put a song in there, and I liked it. I don't know what period the song was from, but there were parts when they started going fast and that song come in, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, boom. I love that shit.
Yeah, because it worked well with that scene.
I just like they had a lyric called chicka boom. But yeah, it worked. No, it worked well. It worked well with the momentum of the film. Only thing I would probably complain about in the movie, if I had something to say, is Christian Bale, who is great in the film. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. He's given a fine performance, even though again it's one of those things where we still don't know what his form is. His final form. We got skinny Bale now, and I think it's a great role for somebody who wants to be a hothead. I think that character lays it on thick a few times.
Well, he laid it on very thick in the beginning.
Yeah,
but he seemed to calm down the longer it went on.
I read something. It's just a little aside right here. I read something where somebody says if you're about to go on a blind date or somebody asks you online, hey, what do you look like? Tell them you look like Christian Bale. Just don't tell them which form, which movie. Yeah, we don't tell them which movie. You could be fat, you could be skinny.
You Batman, Christian Bale, more like the Machinist Christian Bale. Maybe a little bit American Hustle. Or Vice.
Vice, yeah. Yeah, if somebody said like Christian Bale, make sure to throw it. Is it Batman Bale? Because everyone outside there looks fucked up.
Right.
Maybe American Psycho Bale. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, he looks normal here, just a little skinnier than usual.
Yeah. I actually think this is one of his finest performances right here to date.
It's solid.
Yeah.
And I was reading how they originally were wanting Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt for these roles.
I read that too, and I was like, how the f are you going to do that? Who's going to take the British accent?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Neither one of them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That might have been a disaster.
Yeah. I wish you would have Tom Cruise running out from a garage. All right, mate. Hello.
Well, if somebody's going to drive the car, it's going to be him.
Yeah, of course. You're going to wreck that shit and crash. That shit would turn into Mission Impossible if you had. In fact, Brad Pitt would have been like, where's he going? Just running.
He just jumped out and started running. He's racing the cars on foot.
Yeah, he's on fire. And shit. Brad Pitt looking at is he coming back? Oh, he does this all the time. He'll probably be back tomorrow. Just take the rest of the day off. I'll give this a full price, man.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, no, it's got a lot of character in there and a lot of characters that you love, but also it has a lot of thrills. But at the same time, it offers the thrills of a blockbuster, but it's not that shallow, man. This is a drama.
It's very much a crowd pleasing movie that's not thin or cheap.
No, not at all. Not at all. offers the thrills of a cheap ass flat movie, but this is actually something that with these characters and looking at how they get along and what they're doing, this goes a little bit deeper than what a lot of people might even see on the surface the first time you see it. It's a really good film. I recommend it, man.
I'm glad you went.
I was gonna go anyway. I had never seen a trailer for it. I didn't even know. I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was something that was going to be on Netflix at some point or one of those Amazon Studio movies.
Yeah.
And then I saw this and I was like, well, Jesus, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually love this movie, man.
Yeah, no, you would have cheated yourself if you just decided to wait to watch it on TV.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't. I actually recommend this highly. Might be on my list of one of my top movies for the year.